I have other questions about how do you anything you done well in France and you bring that to Taiwan as well, so you can duplicate that model in Taiwan. Any sustainable practice?
I think that I have one good example on this topic. It's regarding the eco-mobility. I will say that now it's more and more common in France and or even in Europe that we try to pay attention to which transportation we are using to go to the office, to go to the supermarket, to even for our holidays. And I think it's something that we have also to take as inspiration here in Taiwan to also propose like public transportation, or if they are doing carpooling, for example, they will have some incentive or a bit of money back because we know that it has an impact for an environmental impact for Decathlon.
Hi, this is Wilson.
Hi, this is Daphne.
Welcome to our ESG podcast show, ESG Detectives. Our show is to talk about ESG sustainability businesses. And today we have the pleasure and the honor to invite Arthur from Decathlon. As many of our audience know, Decathlon is huge in Asia. They have over 2,000 stores worldwide, and they're pretty big in Taiwan as well. Everyone knows about Decathlon in Taiwan. And I think it's one of the great examples of focusing on a particular category to grow and compete against your other competitors. So Decathlon, I think, is bigger in terms of market share or market size or capitalization than Carrefour or Auchan or Fnac overseas. So Decathlon has enabled this strategy to grow bigger than other hypermarkets just by focusing on the sports section. So it's kind of like a Twitch. If people would know, Twitch is like a gaming live streaming platform. They started out just playing different kinds of live streaming things, but they were able to focus on just gaming to grow to what they are today, which is a huge live streaming platform focusing on gaming. So without further ado, let's introduce Arthur. So Arthur, do you want to quickly share a little bit about your background and what motivated for you to work in the ESG sustainability space?
Yes, no problem. Hi, Wilson. Hi, Daphne. And hi, everyone. So I'm Arthur Wittouck. I'm working for Decathlon, and I'm currently based in Taiwan. I have been working for Decathlon for 8 years right now, and I spent the majority of my career in the bike industry as an engineer and team manager to develop some bikes components. In fact, what motivated me to work on ESG, I will say that I'm human oriented, and I'm also an outdoor sport lover. So working on sustainability, it's a way for me to protect our sports playground, but above all, more to protect, let's say, our home. If we do not pay attention to the planet, the future will be a bit complicated for our legacy.
Yes, for sure. I think sports, especially outdoor sports and bicycle, they come hand in hand. When you talk about mountain biking, MTB, you need natural environment. It's got to be outdoors in order for you to maximize your time on an MTB bike. So having a very environmental green, clean outdoor environment does good for Decathlon. And in turn, they will sell more bikes, more bicycles for people to enjoy outdoor because outside is more environmental and green and clean, and people want to go out and play. All right, so let's move on. So in a global context about ESG initiatives, how do you see the collaboration between Taiwan and your company since your headquarters is based in France? How do you think these two, I think Taiwan and your company, two very different entities, contribute to the sustainable practice and solutions?
Well, it's an interesting question. Well, let's say that Taiwan is an important place for Decathlon. mainly on the production. Even if we have now 19 stores in Taiwan, it's an important place for Decathlon production because we have around 50 suppliers here located in Taiwan. As you may heard, Decathlon has a strong ambition to decarbonize all its value chain, and we can only succeed in front of this challenge if we are collaborating closely with our suppliers.
Right.
So ESG initiatives are more and more at the center, let's say, of our discussion, of our interests. That's why it's also important for the Taiwan government to tackle this challenge. If they do not support the local industry, so the company based in Taiwan, the brands will move step by step their production to other location in order to find the most respectful place, let's say, to produce. And we can see that already our customers are looking for this to have eco-friendly products. So we have also to go into this direction.
But so many companies have challenged up launching their ESG principles. So do your company have any issue facing those practicing ESG? And how do you conquer that? What's your strategy?
Well, it's sure that there's many challenges, let's say, to work on sustainability and to fight this climate crisis. I will say that one of the big challenges that the companies are facing is what are the investments they have to deliver, let's say. This is, for me, one of the biggest challenge from my point of view. And I want to highlight that it's not always the case that if you want to work on sustainability, it means that it will be more expensive, or it will the cost will increase because you are working on sustainability. It's not always the case, but sometimes when you want to work on some levers to decrease your environmental impact, you have to invest money. And the most important, from my point of view, is to think long term, to have a long term vision, because for sure at short term you can think only about the money that you are spending, but we have to be clear that the world is moving and the population is now aware about the climate crisis that we are facing. So if you don't go into this direction, we can already see that some customers are looking for environmental friendly products, and if you don't work on this topic, you will become out of the game step by step, and you will lose some customers. So this is one of the big challenge, let's say. I will say, unfortunately, I don't have any magic solution to fight this challenge, but I have one advice that I can share, and I try to use it as much as possible. Is that we have to collaborate with other actors. We cannot face this challenge only Decathlon by himself, but we have to collaborate as much as we can. I'm used to say, let's say, that there is no competition when we are speaking about sustainability. We are all living on the same planet, and we have a common goal, let's say, is to do our best to protect our home. So we have to coordinate our efforts, the efforts done by different actors on sustainability, because I believe that we are stronger together.
Yeah, make perfect sense. But the thing is, you have to engage all your partners, right? The stakeholders doing the ESG. Do you have any challenges doing that? But I know Gen Z, consumer love you. Yeah, they love your brand, they love your sustainability statement. But I just want to know, how do you engage other stakeholders, like your supplier, your clients, what kind of strategy?
Well, for me, the stakeholder engagement is the key of the transformation. Let's say we try to be a beacon of light for our supplier, for other stakeholders to move forward and to tackle this challenge. If the stakeholder doesn't feel involved in the climate crisis, it will be complicated, let's say, for their company to succeed on sustainability. So it's an important point, let's say, and I will say that we have a key role to play to increase the awareness of our network. So it can be your personal network, but also your professional network, to make them aware about the climate change topic. So there is, let's say, many different ways to work on awareness of the stakeholders. There's some different workshops. Some of them are quite famous, such as the climate risk or the week experience, but there is plenty of them. And I think is the key challenge, and it's the key action, let's say, that we have to do to involve the stakeholder.
So can you provide any example, what kind of innovative solution you bring in order to emphasize your sustainability efforts?
Well, it's an interesting question because we are now speaking about more concrete facts. As I told you, for a few years right now, we are more and more actors to find some innovation in Decathlon to work on sustainability. So we have many examples. It's difficult for me to find one, but we have, yes, many examples about products designed by including the waste as a raw material. But let's say based in Taiwan, I will have maybe one example which is for me quite interesting for Taiwan. You know that all the Taiwanese people love to drink bubble tea. Yeah. So the consumption of milk bottle is quite huge, and we work in collaboration with one supplier to collect the milk bottle waste to produce the sleek part of the bodyboard. So the bodyboard, the boards that you are using in the sea to go in the wave. So one part of this product is made thanks to recycled plastic from the milk bottle. So this, I think, it's one of the good example.
Are they made in Taiwan?
Yeah, they are made in Taiwan. So that's why it's an interesting example. Because it's a closed loop. The milk bottle are coming from Taiwan. The bodyboard are produced in Taiwan. So yeah, it's a good example to show how we have to work on circularity. And that's awesome. We have many examples, and I'm not able to choose. Let's say I have another one, which is also for me interesting, is that, you know, when you play tennis, after a few months or years, your tennis balls are used or damaged, so you have to throw them. And it's one of the big waste of our tennis sports team, let's say. So they came with us with this problematics, and they asked us, okay, how can we do to reuse the tennis balls? And we did a trial, so it's not under mass production, but we already sell some shoes using tennis balls to produce the sole of the shoes. So this is also awesome. For me.
Hey, awesome! But nice I example. Also bring a interesting solution. I borrow that. I don't have tennis ball, but I borrow it from my friend. So the used one, so I can use it as a massage ball for my back pain.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's another way. Maybe you can sell that to senior people like me for the health.
Is it sport related?
It's health and wellness, right? Massage. When I get active again, I'll play tennis and buying the equipment from the Decathlon again. How's it?
But I think what you are mentioning is super interesting. I share with you some example about recycling topic when we are taking some products as a waste to use it in a new product, but it's even better if we reuse the product. So all the second hand, all exactly the example that you share with the tennis ball, Daphne. If we can reuse the topic, it's even better because it doesn't need to work again on production, which consume energy, so which has a big environmental impact.
Yeah, interesting. So Arthur, I heard the news like in your Malaysia store, you guys have a solar panel as well. So that's something you're gonna apply that to Taiwan stores as well?
Well, in fact, there is different levels to work on sustainability and on environmental topics. But there's two main key levels, I will say. The first one is work on the materials of our products. So we already share some example with the tennis shoes or the bodyboard. And the second one is to work on the energy part. How we reduce our energy consumption or how we use low carbon impact energy. And this, we are working on it for our activities, so for our warehouse, our stores, and also to our suppliers. So we tried also to convince our suppliers to use renewable energy, to work on energy efficiency, to decrease their environmental impact. In Taiwan, for the moment, we don't have a solar panel on our roof for difficulties to implement it, but we are working on it, and we hope to have it in the future. But we are buying some renewable energy. So we are buying some renewable energy, not produced on our roof, but produced in another place in Taiwan to really fill our stores and to decrease the environmental impact of our stores.
That's great.
That's impactful. Yeah. I have other questions about how do you anything you done well in France and you bring that to Taiwan as well, so you can duplicate that model in Taiwan. Any sustainable practice?
I think that I have one good example on this topic. It's regarding the eco-mobility. I will say that now it's more and more common in France or even in Europe that we try to pay attention to which transportation we are using to go to the office, to go to the supermarket, to even for our holidays. And I think it's something that we have also to take as inspiration here in Taiwan to also propose some facilities to Taiwanese people to support them to use the bicycle, for example, instead of using the motorbike or the car, or to use public transportation. This is a big lever also to have a lower environmental impact and to protect our planet. So I think there's a good thing to follow here. And in Decathlon, we are not in Decathlon Taiwan at the level as Decathlon France or European country, but we are trying to work on it. And we launched this year for the first year the eco-mobility program. So it means that our teammates in the company, if they come by bicycle, if they come by public transportation, or if they are doing carpooling, for example, they will have some incentive or a bit of money back because we know that it has an impact for an environmental impact for Decathlon.
That's
so we
awesome.
try to encourage this topic.
Yeah, I rode bike all day long yesterday, so I should get an incentive from your store.
Yeah, so it's only for Decathlon teammates for the moment, but it's already a big step, let's say, for Taiwan. We hope that it will be the case in the future for more and more people, but we really need the support also of the government to deploy the infrastructures because if you want to come by bike, to do everything by bike, if you have the wish, is already super nice, but sometimes you face some safety issues when you don't have the right road or why you don't have the good, let's say, infrastructure, and you don't feel safe. So I think we need also the Taiwan government to support this, to promote those kind of action.
Yeah, there was a report on CNN about how bad Taiwanese traffic is. So once we get that improved, I think a lot of people would opt for cycling in Taipei, especially with all the U-bikes and sharing. I think it's a feasible plan and goal for Taiwan to achieve. Yeah. All right. Arthur, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No questions. This is a wrap, and we really enjoyed our podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much.